I don't know how to smile anymore. My name is Adèle Fontaine. I come from St. Paul. I was born in 1940. And I still feel that little girl that walked on those streets. I still feel her in my heart very strongly. She is what has kept me connected to the power of this life. And I am very grateful. And I really, really believe that when you are grateful, you have no place for fear. But that's who I am, Adèle Fontaine, a girl who loved acting and who loved telling stories. And if there was any woman in the world who became expert at anything, I would try to be just like them. I just wanted to be the best golfer. I wanted to be the best swimmer. I don't do any of that very well, but I do it. Okay, and I think just doing it is okay. You don't have to be perfect at things, just get it done. Do old as well as you can. There are still places that cause me to tremble and wonder. I think after Norman died, I didn't quite know how I was going to live. I did read everything I could about women who lost their husbands and just felt their grief and just them writing about what they felt about it. And I thought, okay, that's how they survived that one. I just sat down at the computer one Sunday on the 15th of March and I just started writing. So the first poem that's in my book is the very first poem that I ever wrote. I have a very dear friend, Marion. She said, you know, when I read your book, Adèle, it was so lovely. But what was lovely about it is that you gave your children really solid things of who their father was. And it's not only for this time today, but it's for your grandchildren. Who was their grandfather? What kind of roots do they come from? You really put that in there. She said it was wonderful. So this is how she sees Norman. I had said to my daughter now, if I ever publish a book, I'd like you to do the cover. So she started working on it right away. There were times where I almost felt him wake me up and come in, okay, come on. Time to get going on this. And it was just like he was there. He was quite a fine writer himself. And he always did encourage me to write. He said, you've got to write. You really have a skill. I remember just feeling, wow, you really have given me that belief that I could actually write, you know. My chickadee, this is poor little house sparrow, his legs are strange. Norman had a great love for birds, a great love for nature from where he had grown up in the country, and he just imparted that love to us so clearly and to all of our children. Coming from a large family, I didn't always have time to really know what I was thinking. I remember when I was 15 years old, I took a train one time. I sat on that train. I couldn't believe I was actually by myself and I could think, wow, what a feeling that was, of freedom, of just thinking for my own self. And I think that's, my poetry was thinking for my own self. What did I feel about all of that? It's in writing that we really find out what we know. We can make them alive. Maybe that's why I wrote poetry, was to bring Norman right close to me. We met on the radio station. He was a radio announcer, and my cousin said to me, just phone him and talk with him while he's playing music. Oh, okay, so I called him and we started calling every night. Every time he was working, we talked for a couple of hours. And so then on April the 19th, 1960, he comes over to meet me. I was 19. We both look at each other. Oh my God. He likes women with dresses. I'm wearing jeans and this sloppy shirt. And he's got his hair really high. We look at each other and say, oh my God, this is not very much fun. Well, let's go for a walk. So we go for a walk. We walk and walk and walk. We walked till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we just kept meeting and we just talked. And what I loved about him was the details. He lived in a tiny, tiny little house. Their family was very, very poor, but he loved his life there. He would tell me how his mother placed things, did things, how she cooked this, and how he sat and wrote and listened to music and give me the detail and the colors of the wall and tablecloth on the table and the dishes, and I'd just be listening. He was fascinated by this guy who could describe so well all this detail. I really learned to be a really good listener as I listened to this guy. And then he let me do that kind of stuff. And so we would just talk and hear each other. I think I carried that for him, and I still, that same powerful feeling that I had of wanting to be with a guy who thought deeply and who cared about what he saw and what was there. That's what I wanted. I received a lot of cards from friends. I couldn't hardly look at them. I can talk about it, but it's still, even after 8 years, you know, because I wish it was still not true. I would still like to be walking with him. There's still a hurt in there, but I really love that. I'm happy that's still there, because if it wasn't there, I would miss that. And that's part of me recognizing that, how much I miss him. You don't want to lose that sense of loss, because it's pretty powerful. It's like a big flower. And we're going to do that one day too. We're going to leave this beautiful life that we have, and who the hell knows where we're going to go, but I believe so much in the energy that we have. It will be somewhere. It doesn't get lost. I wish we were more mechanical sometimes. It would be so much easier to deal with some of the stuff that comes. But I would not give away 5 cents to not be a human. Experience everything as deeply as you can. That's what life is about. What will I do with the rest of my life? Well, I'm going to keep on writing. I'm going to keep on teaching as long as I can. Especially, I'm going to keep on breathing. And keep on being full of gratitude. Just keep on enjoying. And maybe get a couple more books out.